Everybody want this cookie. My spoil rotten cookie. Yeah, everybody wants this cookie. My spoil rotten cookie. Yeah, everybody wants this cookie. My spoil rotten cookie. Yeah, everybody wants this cookie. My spoil rotten cookie.
It's a spoil.
Everybody want this cookie. My spoil rotten cookie. Yeah, everybody wants this cookie. My spoil rotten cookie. Yeah, everybody wants this cookie. My spoil rotten cookie. Yeah, everybody wants this cookie. My spoil rotten cookie. Yeah.
What's the nookie? He gon' eat the cookie, yeah. He gon' eat the cookie all night, Make sure the cookie stick before I ate you. Real nigga, I'ma eat you. I don't care what it really smell like. I'ma lick you up and down just to get you right.
Everybody want this cookie. My spoil rotten cookie. Yeah, everybody wants this cookie. My spoil rotten cookie. Yeah, everybody wants this cookie. My spoil rotten cookie. Yeah, everybody wants this cookie. My spoil rotten cookie. Yeah.
You already know. You only want it if it's spoiled. You want some seasoning on it.
All right, y'all. All right. We are back. Okay, so we cut that song, baby. Let's play the intro. And we finna get started.
It's a storm show. Ay, it's a storm show.
All right. Let me know that you can hear me and see me as you guys come in. We got some topics to get into tonight. Celebrities, as usual, is clowning. Listen, we're going to report tonight. Of course, tomorrow was, the roast show where we roast them down to the ground, professionally, but we roast them nonetheless. All right. So can you guys hear me and see me as you guys are coming in? All right. Can you hear me and see me? Hold on. Let me check on my phone right here. Hold up. Let's check. Okay, we hear. Okay, perfect. All right. So, before we get started, of course, we got to pay bills. We got sponsors. We got all that. So, this show is, of course, sponsored by my own product, Monetize Your Mouth. All right. 5-night webinar started May 27th. It goes May 27th through May 31st. You get all 5 nights for only $33.33. You get the replays to all 5 nights as well. I'm going to be helping you get your YouTube channel off the ground, giving you what you need to actually start a YouTube channel, get it back on track, whatever is going on. We can pretty much teach you how to fix that shit. I'm just saying, okay? And most importantly, how to get to the bag. Did you hear about that Hannah Montana virus that's out here? What you gonna do if they shut shit down? Bitch, you better get your ticket. You might not have a job to go back to. In addition to that, this show is sponsored by freecash.com. Freecash.com, where you literally get paid to play games. So just scan the QR code right here to my bottom left or to your right, whatever. You see it. You can scan it there. The link is also pinned in the chat. You just create your profile, you play games, and baby, you get paid. All right, so moving right along from that, first story, we had to come and talk about Mariah Carey and Anderson Paak because they made the news the last couple of days. By the way, don't mind that. That's just the lotion on the tattoo. You know what I'm saying? It's washed. I let the lotion, I put lotion on there and then I let it just soak into the tattoo. Don't worry about it, bitch. I got it. I've been getting tattoos for years. I got this. All right, so Mariah and Anderson then made the news because they, are back out on dates. They're back out holding hands and they're back being public, being out in the public and affectionate with one another after Anderson was seen with Jeanie Mai on a very intimate date, maybe like a couple months ago or something like that. So first here, there they go out having a good time. There go Anderson, buttons undone. Mariah Carey, looking beautiful as usual. Actually, not as much makeup as she normally has. She looks a little bit pale right there. Them Wonder Bread jeans is surely poking through in this picture. She normally have a little bit more color to it than that. But nonetheless, beautiful. And they out and they doing their thing. And people was shocked and surprised. And TMZ even felt the need to report on it. Like, oh my God, they're back together. And they're back out after he was hanging out with Jeanie Mai. Hello, honey. All right, let me tell you something. Number one. It has not been confirmed if Mariah and Anderson are even actually in an exclusive relationship. Just because she allows him to escort her out in public don't mean that she is not here for him doing what he want to do when he want to do it, and she do what she want to do when she wants to do it. The difference is you, for the most part, ain't gonna see who Mariah is dipping it and doing it with unless she wants you to see it. With Anderson, it just so happens the blogs called him and Jeanie Mai. They was on like a real intimate type of date. I mean, the restaurant was. Hold on, let me show you him and Jeanie Mai when they were hanging on. Oh, hello, honey, having a good time. Now they was just there, just them two. I didn't see little Mongolian beef with them at all. But I think this is the one. Is this the one? Let's see. No, that ain't the one I wanted. Let me go down. I think, is this the one? Okay, that's not the one. Okay, let's try again. Is this got to be the one that I wanted? Okay, it's not, but we're actually going to just do this for now. Hold up. Technical difficulty there, damn it. I got to show y'all this date they had went on, Because some people was trying to say maybe it wasn't even a date. Really? That's going to piss me off for real. Hold on. We'll try one more time. If not, we moving on. Damn it. We're moving right along. This got to be it right there. There we go. All right. So, some months back, Anderson and Jeanie was seen out, late night at a real intimate spot type of place having dinner. Now, here's the thing. Just because two people go out to dinner, it don't necessarily mean that they hunching or they dating or whatever. But then again, they ended up smooching. And so we knew that something was up. So first off, let's be very clear. Hello, honey. Jeanie Mai herself is nothing more than an opportunist. We already know she likes her dark meat on the side, and I'm pretty sure that Mama Mai considers Anderson to be dark because remember, Jeanie, when you was born, your mama was sitting there watching I Dream of Jeanie, and she wished that one day you be pale like the white lady, but you weren't pale, you was a little bit too dark. Remember you told that story on the reel because I ain't never forgot. Remember your mama wanted to call you Sunshine, because she was watching Jeanie Mai with the blonde hair, and she wished her daughter had blonde hair like that one day. And you disappointed your mammy girl because you came out dark, a dark Asian, and no blood hair. Now, I don't know why your mama would have thought you was going to come out with blood hair when she didn't lay down with a blood man. But nonetheless, Asians got their own racism and colorism and their own issues. And that's just another story for another day. But Jeanie, I've been on your ass ever since you made that comment about you like dark me on the side. But you sat there and married married Jeezy, and we were supposed to actually take this shit seriously. I should have knew something was up with you, Jeanie, because when you got with Jeezy and y'all had that motherfucking wedding during the COVID, you didn't invite none of his family. Where was his family at? I seen that wedding and it wasn't nobody there, but you had your people there. True enough, it was COVID, but you had your people there at the Georgia wedding. But where was his people? Where was Big Mama? Where was the aunties with the big old arms and the big old thighs? Where was the waddling Elders, you know, every black family, you got them waddling elders. They big as hell with the cane, but they make the good food, the good collard greens, the good macaroni and cheese. Where was they? I didn't see none of that. I seen the people that you wanted to be there. And then you got with Jeezy and thought you was gonna run a real street nigga, but then that real street nigga had low motherfucking self-esteem because he should have never got with a bitch that said on national television that she likes dark meat on the side. Actually, now that I'm sitting there thinking about it, why was your ass not canceled when you said that on national television? We all should have wrote Fox and got your ass canceled when you sat there and said, oh, I like my dark meat on the side. That was actually very racist. Anyway, I've been riding your ass for years. I'm going to continue to ride your ass because to me, Jeanie, everything about you is just fake, fabricated. You know, you done got that money out of Jeezy now. You remember how you tried to say that he was whooping on your ass after y'all broke up and you got mad because he was a real nigga and he walked around with guns and, you know, he was about his and he didn't let you run him and he tried to direct you and tell you what to do, but you ain't never like a man telling you what to do, Jeanie. That's why you always with them weak ass motherfucking men with no motherfucking backbone. Can we talk about it? She loved a man without no backbone because when you was with Wonder Bread all of those years, you used to make him cry. Remember how you used to make him cry? Remember how you said yourself you would make him cry because he was walking around with holes in his drawers because he constantly wanted to put a baby in you, even though you said you didn't want no children, even though the truth is, Jeanie, you did want children. You just didn't want no children with him. So you sat there and stayed with Wonder Bread because it was a look and because that's what Asian women do, because Asian women date out of their community even more than black men date out of theirs. I mean, that's a whole nother story for another day. But you sat there and stayed with Wonder Bread as long as you could until you found a black man that was going to be a lick and was going to have low enough self-esteem to pick up the white man's garbage, marry it, put a baby in it, and then get online and try to tell women about how to be submissive and how to get a man. Why is it that these people, these women's, get a man for 45 seconds? It's like, girl, you don't even know this nigga yet. Y'all just moved in together. And all of a sudden they get online and say they start giving relationship advice. And don't you remember? Because I remember. And don't you remember how you was the main case study for a Kevin Samuels video? Shout out to Kevin, wherever you at. I remember you was the main case study where he said that black women need to be more like you. Black women need to be more like you. And if only he was still alive to see that apparently you turned on the black men just like they say the black women do. So is it a black woman thing, or is some women period just crazy as fucking? It has nothing to do with race, but of course when you're more familiar with your race, you're going to have more negative and positive experiences with your own race because you're around your own race more. Anyway, with that being said, Jeanie, you opened up your mouth to try to check black women and chastise black women and tell them what they need to do, and tried to make Lonnie, you know, feel bad because, you know, she had never been married and she sat up there swole as hell listening to that shit while she was around there taking care of that white man. Oh my. Another thing too, don't not nan black woman, but you better not ever in your life take care of no damn white man. White men have all the privilege in this country, really all the privilege in the world, because their ancestors colonized and conquered the world from sea to shining sea. They did that. Their ancestors did that. However they did that. So nonetheless, you don't feel sorry for the white man. You don't pay no bills for no white man. Now you can date a white man. You can marry a white man. You can even bring forth his child. But you better be treated like a motherfucking queen, or you's a dumb bitch. Now, with that being said, Jeanie to me has really never had any class or couth. So it didn't surprise me that she found herself around Anderson after he had been connected to Mariah Carey, because it really wasn't about her even wanting Anderson. It was about, I want to be with something that was with Mariah Carey. But Mariah don't give a damn. Mariah didn't already had her heart broken. Mariah didn't been through the fire. And you best believe Mariah is always in charge of the girls. Mariah always knows what is going on, and ain't nothing happening that she ain't okay with. So for people to try to have the blogs out here acting like, oh, Mariah's the fool and how could she take him? She didn't give a damn about no Jeanie, number one. And number two, who in the fuck said they was exclusive? Just because she let you see us with this nigga don't mean that's the only nigga. That's just the only nigga you seen. You understand? That ain't the only nigga. That's just the nigga she showed us. So Mariah ain't no fool, ain't never been no fool. Now, I do think something else is going on with Mariah. She do be looking kind of stiff. And she do be like weird. And, you know, like I seen that last video. She was sweet sugar honey. I'm like, I don't know why she be so stiff. They say she love her champagne and she love her caviar. And you know, that's all I'm going to say on that. But sometimes it be giving Britney by the way she be sitting there, you know, doing all this and all that. But I love Mariah. She's a motherfucking legend. Anderson is there for now until she gets tired of him or he crosses the line, and then he'll go, because Mariah is in charge of the girls, was in charge of the girls, and will always be in charge of the girls. She wasn't tripping off no Jeanie Mai, and she don't give a fuck about no Jeanie Mai. And quite frankly, don't nobody give a damn about no Jeanie Mai. Jeanie Mai was the white man's leftovers, the black man's leftovers, and Jeanie Mai is out here now trying to make single mom content, wanting us to feel sorry for her, talking about she finally found her dream home for her and Mongolian beef. And we wish them the absolute best, but we don't give a damn about you. So that was my 2 cents on that. You know, they really tried to act like, oh my God, like she's taking Jeannie's leftovers. No. Mariah is still eating from that plate. And when Mariah's done, then she'll get rid of him. When she's done, Jeannie ain't in charge of shit but a black man with low self-esteem. You understand me? She ain't in charge of Mariah. She can't compete with Mariah. She would never be a Mariah. Let's be very clear. And this just ain't about singing, Jeanie Mai. This is about career, period. Mariah is the legend, the icon, the blueprint that these girls been trying to copy ever since. And ain't never, and the closest they done came is what? Ariana Grande? She ain't that. Tori Kelly, beautiful voice, but she still ain't motherfucking Mariah. Okay? And who is you, Jeanie? You's a mediocre journalist and a mediocre broadcaster and a mediocre commentator. And you was broke before you married Jeezy. Let's call it what it is. So anyway, with that being said, you know, Jeanie, enjoy your 10-bedroom house that you paying for with Jeezy's child support money. And you know, you kiss on the lick on Anderson when he got time to deal with you. And you know, you just continue to be a pass around until you find your next husband. I do believe Jeanie is going to get married again, though. I don't know what race a man is going to be, probably black, but I believe she's going to get married one more time. But it's going to be a weak ass man that she control, because she don't like men that tell her what to do. She don't like men that check her. She don't like being checked point blank in the period, which is why she's a single mom. We'll play a promo. I'll be right back. All right, now moving right along from there, we got to talk about Stefon Diggs and Chris Blake Griffith. I keep wanting to call Chris Griffith. Is it Chris Griffin or Griffith? I done wrote it both ways. I think it's Griffith. Nonetheless, Stefon and Chris. Okay, so as you guys know, these two were friends for the longest. Chris was in Stefon's crew. They hung out together. They partied together. And, you know, they did a lot together until Chris alleged that after a night of Stefon coming on to him sexually and trying to get him to come into, you know, Stefon's bedroom and allegedly derugging him, okay, Chris claims that after he denied Stefon's advances, that he magically got jumped at his apartment building the next day and stomped out and beat up, and that they tried to delete him, and then they robbed him and even took the jeans off his ass. Allegedly, all right? So they currently in a lawsuit because after Chris went and did an interview on that blogger's page, which I'm not going to replay the audio or nothing like that, but he went over there to that blogger. After he went over there to that blogger, Stefon then filed a lawsuit and said, you're defaming me and this is libel. Now, here's the interesting thing, okay? Stefon is suing for damages. Stefon is suing for libel, blah, blah, blah. Stefon is saying that Chris made it up, that Chris lied. Who is this? That Chris lied to go viral, that the situation never happened. Stefon says, I never assaulted you. I never tried to assault you. I never derugged you, nothing like that. And after we left the club, I went to sleep. That's what Stefon says, right? Now, Chris claims it was at the club. Stefon gave him some candies that he believes were derugs. Chris alleges that when they got in the car, mind you, he got in the car with Stefon, and Stefon was allegedly high and drunk. They was on the road. Stefon took out his meat. It was hard. He was stroking it. And Chris was just there in the passenger side and didn't do nothing. Now, listen. It's so many holes in this story. I would need to talk to Chris myself, because my question is, if you and this man who you have been around for years, if he was not comfortable to get naked around you, why would he be driving and pulling out his hard meat? Because you said it was hard. His hard meat in front of you and stroking it. Like, y'all, I would find it hard to believe there had never been any kind of sexual situation between you and Stefon Chris. I'm just keeping it real. I feel like something happened in the past that neither one of y'all want to admit, and that's why he felt comfortable to go ahead and just strike that particular night. That drink was hitting right, the D-Rugs allegedly was hitting right, and it wasn't no holes around. And you, Chris, you was the hoe. You didn't know it that night, but you was the hoe. Now, here's my question, all right? Between Chris and Stefon, okay, who the top, who the bottom? Not that it matter, but who the top, who the bottom? I think we already know, but I'm going to let y'all say it in the chat. I'm going to let y'all say it in the chat. Oh my God. I'm gonna let y'all say it in the chat. Let's see. Especially when you pull out brick, they done it before. Okay, because some don't add up. Who? Stefon probably verse. Stephanie giving bottom. Stefon the top. Chris the bottom. Look, I'm telling you. You know how they look at light-skinned dudes like that? They look at them like bad bitches. Oh, Stefon probably a bottom. Behind the scenes, he just seemed like a top. Well, a lot of those. I'm trying to think. It was some trans person that, did he say the NFL be bottoms or the NBA be bottoms? I think he said NBA. Stefon is a top. Verse. Okay, listen. We gotta have fun with it. So let me put their pictures back up here. So here's the issue, right? They're currently in a lawsuit. And so Chris said, hey, since you're suing me for libel, okay, and for damages, I want to see your income, nigga. He said, I want to see the NFL contract. I want to see how much you made. I want transparency throughout your finances, because this is what people got to understand. And y'all should already know, because somebody else is went through it. When you get sued or sue somebody, you go through discovery. So, baby, they want to look at everything. And if you're saying that I damaged you and ruined income and this, that, and the third from these accusations, you have to show me and demonstrate that you had a loss of income. Stefon is not wanting to come off of that information. He's actually saying, hey, now that I think about it, you didn't mess up my income, but you did defame my reputation. So anyway, I just thought about something too, and ain't nobody else really picked up on this, but we gonna talk about it. Don't y'all find it interesting how Stefan denied these claims? You know, he said it wasn't true, it didn't happen. But Stefan never said he wasn't gay or bisexual. It would be bisexual, obviously. He never said he wasn't bisexual. Stefan said after the club, you know, they went to his house and Stefan said, I went in my bed and I went to sleep. But he never denied the sexuality. Like in everything Steph said, he never came out and said, hey, I'm straight. I'm not even into dudes like that. So this never happened. I just thought about that. He never said that. He never said that. And then I remember Cardi B. Wasn't she talking about, oh, you girls need to be on prep? Or was that Tamar? That might have been. Was that Cardi or was that Tamar? I feel like Cardi said something about prep too. Nonetheless, shout out to Cardi. I just find that part interesting. And I low-key want an interview with somebody where they grill Steph about his life and what he's into, why he feels the need to have all these sexual escapades, why he's sleeping, allegedly, why he's doing... Ain't no allegedly shit. The nigga was fucking his chef. So if you hitting the chef, if you doing this and doing that, like, are we really shocked? This man got umpteen baby mamas. Back to back to back. And it's still two that's pregnant that ain't came out yet. So I just, you know, when a man is out here too loose with himself and he's sticking the dick in everything, it just make you think. It just make you think. It make you think. It make you think. That's all I can say. That's all I can say on that. All right, move right along from there. We got to talk about Nick Nicholas Cannon, who I feel might be in some trouble. So here's the thing, right? Nick Cannon is a victim of embezzlement, okay? His business account manager stole about $2 million from him, okay? The manager's name was Frank Masoke, and he was an associate at the Beverly Hills Management and Tax Firm, all right? Frank was hit with an 8-count indictment of all kinds of fraud, embezzlement, as well as tax evasion on his own personal taxes. Now, they say Frank had control of Nick Cannon's debit cards and his PIN numbers from December 2019 to June of 2023. Within that time, he spent $165,000 on Amazon purchases, $192,000 on personal travel, and withdrew millions from the ATM, several ATMs over time. So he just slowly like siphoned the money, kind of like how the Kardashians did Brandy back in the day, where they would have her credit card and they would go buy the outfits for the photo shoots or whatever Brandy had going on, and then they would go buy some shit for themselves, and they was using that to stock their store, Dash. That was really how that came about. But nonetheless, Frank ended up being fired when it was discovered that he was stealing money. Frank has since fled to Uganda, where he is a dual citizen there and here, but he's a citizen there. And mind you, Uganda ain't got no extradition treaty with the U.S., which means what? The FBI can do what they want, the police can do what they want, but ain't no extradition treaty. So he just won't ever come back to the United States. So guess what that ultimately means? Nick is never getting this $2 million back. He gonna have to work to make it back, but he's never gonna recover it. This Frank person, if that's even his real name, he's never going to prison because Uganda is not gonna send him back. They don't have an extradition treaty, so why would they send him back? Come on now, it's just like Russell Simmons over there in Bali. He got to stay over there to keep from going to prison his damn self. So, with that being said, I thought this story was actually even important because Nick got umpteen kids, umpteen baby mamas. Everybody's on payroll. He's responsible for a lot of people. And this is a man that already got several damn jobs. So, if he'd have lost $2 million, and that's just the $2 million we know about, if Nick starts to have money trouble because he's lost so much money that he got to recover, what's going to happen with all these baby mamas that he takes care of? Really think about it. Now, I know y'all might Google his net worth and say, oh, $2 million is nothing to him. Listen, that net worth should be fake, number one. And number two, these celebrities, their monthly maintenance be so high. This man has so many kids, so many different households that he takes care of. That's a check. Like when you see them women and they quiet and they not causing a fuss, that's because they get paid. Same thing with Chris Brown and his baby mamas. He's cutting checks. That's how everybody is staying. Well, even two of his baby mamas arguing now. But you get my point. The man has umpteen kids, umpteen households, and he done been embezzled, and this is just what we know about. So how closely was he watching his finances? Where else has money been siphoned from? I'm just saying. Because from 2019 to 2023, that's a long time for somebody to siphon money from you, and you don't even realize it. But for so many of these celebs, they don't manage their own money. They don't even look at their accounts. They just, okay, how much do I have? Okay, cool. How much we owe on that bill? Okay, cool. How much you go? Okay, cool. How much did we make from? Okay, cool. And that's that. And they don't really look at their shit until maybe like the end of the year when it's tax time or when something goes wrong. So, I'm just saying, I think trouble is lurking. I think this is the first sign of trouble lurking. Just saying. Keep an eye out. Cause Storm keeping an eye out for this shit. Keep an eye out. That's all I'm gonna say. Pocket watching, I'm here for it. Hey, listen, I'm just saying. The man got a lot of bills, and when you got a lot of bills like that, you ain't got time for nobody to be stealing from you. Like it. Okay, there we go. It ain't cool. It ain't cool at all. Let me put my free cash promo back up. There we go. I'm trying to think. Did we have any other stories? I think those were the main stories for the night. It wasn't a whole lot going on. Let me look in the comments. Let's see. Nope, he doesn't take care of the black one. He barely acknowledges. Does he send her any money? Nah, I'm suing. I don't give a F. The mom, the poppy, somebody getting it. But the man's not from here. So how you gonna sue him? I mean, I guess you can still sue him here. See, I don't know how that works internationally. Because if we don't have an extradition treaty law, what you gonna do? Now, don't get me wrong. If Frank ever try to come back here, he gonna be arrested as soon as he lands. But he'll just never come back. He might be bleeding money. I see the regret in his eyes. Because something made him finally check. Right. That's the thing. Something made him finally check. And if you notice, if you remember, let me see if I can find the interview. And I called it then. Nick Cannon kept talking about his money. He had the money at the time. The money. I'm telling you. Nick Cannon, Breakfast Club. $7 months ago. Okay. You're not gonna play it, but I just want to screenshot.
You know, from
Let's see. Okay, screenshot. Let's go back here. Image 2, browse, pictures, screenshots. Let's go all the way down. There we go. All right. This interview that Nick did with The Breakfast Club about 7 months ago. Okay. Still available on YouTube. He talked about how he would, first off, I looked at this and I said, this man looks really, really tired and he looks stressed. And the thing about Nick, he kind of always looks tired. And sometimes I don't know, like, if that's the lupus, if that's some other things he's dealing with, if that's just because he works a lot, he don't sleep a lot, I don't know. But sometimes he look really fucking tired and sometimes he look just a little tired. But I've never really seen this man. I ain't seen this man look fully rested since he left Mariah. I'm going to keep it real. I haven't. But anyway, remember in his interview, he talked about being a diagnosed narcissist, right? And he talked about how when he was asked by his therapist as well as the crew, why did you have all them kids? Why was you having all them kids back to back to back? And he said, I had the money at the time. See, I got to go back and listen. I got to listen to what people say. He said this was 7 months ago. So this was 2025. He said, I had the money at the time. But if you notice, he done slowed up on having motherfucking kids. Now this nigga ain't stopped fucking. So what you think that mean? That mean that money ain't flowing the way that it used to. He had to slow down. You understand? He had to slow down. I heard it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take this down. You said you heard it. He's a diagnosed narc. Yes, he is. Sometimes I be thinking his lupus. It might be he better start making movies again. He better. He better do what he got to do. He got too many kids. He never looks he never looks refreshed. We all have our bad days, but like this man looks chronically tired. Haley said, "A fool and his money shall soon depart." That's true. Condoms are cheaper. All these celebrities got autoimmune diseases. That's got to be something spiritual. For some, yes, but for a lot of them, no. That's code word for other things. And we talked about that before. I'm not going to revisit that right now, but you just got to read in between the lines with that. What happened to the money from Mariah when they got a divorce? How long ago was that? Hold up. Let me look and see how much she gave him when they divorced. How much did Mariah give Nick when they divorced? Okay, let me see. I'm looking at an old article from page 6 from 2016. It says, okay, he puts $5,000 per month in a trust for the twins. Okay, cool. Wow. Okay, so when Nick goes to visit the kids, Mariah pays for his travel and lodging expenses. Yeah, we don't know. I don't know how much she gave him. But still, that was so long ago that they blow through money. Nick is a sexually irresponsible man. Wait, Mariah gave him money? Listen, I just Googled that because I had never heard that. Only thing I found is that according to their divorce agreement, she pays for his travel expenses when he come visit the kids. That was 10 years ago, though. I highly doubt now when he comes to see the kids. Although, remember, she had said he wasn't even coming to see them kids like that. If y'all remember, that's why Mariah had filed for full custody. She like, he don't come see the kids no way. But it ain't like she gave him millions. A lot of people in Hollywood. Oh, let me not read that. But he said he cheated because he felt emasculated, but still using her money. Listen, don't listen to nothing that a narc got to say. They lie is rooted in delusion. None of it's real. Just look at it like that. Let's see. First off, he did not get money like that, and Herman Munster, aka Billionaire, reimbursed Mariah. Yeah, I remember Mariah sued that dude for wasting her time for the chump change that she gave them because he wanted it to be over with. He paid, not Mariah. Get it correct? Okay. She gave him a platform. Don't believe anything, period. Oh, the billionaire paid all of it. Okay, well, hey, as he should. Let's see. What else is on y'all mind tonight? Speaking of that, because y'all said, when y'all see people say the lupus and the celebrities, y'all said that y'all think it's spiritual. Listen, if you need some spiritual help or guidance, if you need something lifted off of you, okay, or removed, or you feel like somebody done threw something on you, put you in the freezer or whatever, make sure you DM me or email me. I got somebody for you. And I done answered, I think 40 plus emails so far, and I still got a bunch more to go through. So I'm gonna finish sending out the links to you guys tonight, because I'm up late tonight anyway. But a lot of y'all came through asking, and I done sent out about 40 emails. So I'm still going through them now. So, Queen B More, I'm going to refrain from talking about anybody else in a situation. That ain't got nothing to do with me. You said somebody crashing out. Child. Charlie Sheen got the monster. Look it up. Yeah, he admitted that. My whole thing is with Charlie Sheen, why has nobody asked him about what Corey accused him of doing? Allegedly. Like, why didn't nobody ask about that? They got so caught up in the cocaine and Tiger Blood, and I don't know. I feel like sometimes, like, with these celebrities, we don't be asking them the shit that's actually important. Like this man said that when he was a kid, you XYZ'd him on set. That's something I would want to ask him about. I don't give a damn about your divorce. I don't give a damn about you doing cocaine. I don't give a damn about you, with the strippers. Who cares? Was you a blah, 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 They have different I don't know if it was both Corey's. I heard it from the one that died. The one that died, he said that. I'm not gonna say both, but at least the one that died had accused him of that. The corn industry was shut down because of that. Yes, because he was messing around with corn stars. Yes. Yes. I know both of the Coreys were touched. I don't know if both of them were touched by him. That I don't know. Storm, did you hear about the Disney cruise? Yes, but I can't talk about that on here. We already know what it's Disney. We know what Disney about. We know what Disney about. Believe me. What do you think about Neo saying he was canceled for being poly? Okay, and somebody said, why did nobody sue Charlie for the House of Virginia? Okay, I'm gonna answer that next. Neo knows that when he first started his career, if he had started off with that poly shit, he would not have been as big as he was. That lifestyle, although a lot of people live like that, right? As far as like sponsors and this and that, like he doesn't have a family friendly image. He doesn't have a family friendly image. So I'm not surprised he got canceled behind that. I'm not surprised. A lot of people are turned off. And then, like I always say too, right? Black women. By the way, shout out to Cynthia G. She every time I say black women, I think of her. Shout out to Cynthia. Y'all are the blueprint. Y'all are the bank. If y'all don't fuck with some shit, it ain't going nowhere. It ain't selling. Black women are the entertainment. They buy the ticket. They purchase it's black women. So you think the average black woman that was a fan of Neo, you think she fucking with that? With him living with 5 women, and you got these women around your kids, and although that's his freedom to live like that, you think, come on now. You got to think about the church going black women, the black women that not necessarily is attracted to Neo, but just would hope to one day find a husband themselves and have a family themselves. You know how many black women that watch us have been cheated on, done wrong? Like, you think they gonna support a man with 4 or 5 living girlfriends, however many? No, they're not. People only like what they believe we love. So he should have known when he came out living that lifestyle. Yeah, you're gonna lose some sponsors. Yeah, you're gonna lose. Yes. Remember, Neo, that's why you had those women as beards, essentially. You know, in the beginning of your career, you know what it is. Like, let's come on now. Nope, you cancel yourself. They support Chris Brown though, and yeah, well, I can't explain that except for you're talking about extraordinary talents. I feel like with Chris, a lot of it is just pretty privilege with him. R. Kelly is the greatest R&B artist. You're talking about two greats. That's the thing. Not saying that's okay though. Black women carry a lot of weight. The president of the Heritage Foundation studied how black women run the community. Yeah, black women are the source of human life. Let me tell you something. We also need to talk about why that's the real tension between black men and black women. And I sat back and thought about it, and I'm like, wow, we as a people, we're really matriarchal. Like, let's just call this shit what it is, right? And even the way, I'm not going to go there tonight, but this is not my thoughts. This is just what I view and what I've seen online and what I conclude, right? Black women are truly the matriarchs of our community, right? They run this shit, period. Black men grow up in that matriarchy, but of course have to live and survive in the patriarchy because this country as a whole is patriarchal. It's not matriarchal, it's patriarchal, right? But our community, in a sense, our race, our culture thrives in a matriarchy. So if you grow up in a matriarchy, but you have to make it in a patriarchy, I feel like a lot of black men, I don't know if they try to like live the lives of white men, or they're like jealous of white men and how they feel like white men got control of their communities, but black men feel like we don't have control of ours. Although I feel like black women like, nigga, just take over. You know what I'm saying? I also feel like too, the whole thing of like, she won't let me lead. Like, if you a leader, don't nobody let you do nothing. You just do that shit. And people follow. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you just start doing some shit and you're competent, people will follow. Matter of fact, you ain't even got to be competent. If you are somebody that you just get up and you start walking somewhere and you look like you know where you're going, like you look focused, you look determined, you look confident, people naturally gonna look and fucking follow. So the whole thing of like black women won't let black men lead, like how does a woman stop you from leading? Nigga, just lead. Just lead. That's it. That's all. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just my thing. Like, I don't sit back and say what a woman is gonna let me do. That's not my thought. But I've never been married either, so I don't know what those dynamics are like. But I've never thought like, oh, she won't let me do. Just do that shit. Like, just go in your communities and start cleaning up. Chastise these niggas when they get out of line. Because only men should be checking men. Women should not be checking men. Y'all stop that shit too. You let them niggas handle that. Men check men. We need to get back to that too. Men are needed to keep men in line. Period. That's not a woman's place. That's not a woman's job. I can see that psychologically, we black people have been screwed with and are still recovering. Yeah, that's my thing. Hold up, I have another theory too, right? Stay with me when I say this. Okay, epigenetics has been proven to be real, right? Which basically means when you go through trauma, it changes your DNA to a certain degree on a cellular level, and you pass that along to the next generation. Okay, so we know what our people went through when it comes to slavery, right? So keep in mind, as a black man, there were times where your woman, your mother got R-worded in front of you, in the shed over there around the corner. You could hear, it wasn't no secret. You could hear that shit. Everybody heard that shit. Like it was, everybody knew what was going on. Okay, like this was not no hush hush shit, because guess what? We were not even seen as human beings. We're still not fully seen as human beings. But anyway, so as black men, you watch your woman, your mother, your wife, your daughters and sons, right, go through that, and there was essentially nothing you could do. You could fight back, you could, but you would be deleted, right? So of course, slave masters used threat of force to keep the black men subdued. Okay. Although I be thinking, like, why y'all all just didn't jump him? Like it's 50 of us. It's one master. Jump this. You know what I'm saying? But anyway. So that happened, right? And then of course, buck breaking was a real thing. So imagine, as a man, a big strong man, you tied down, and this white man is buck breaking you in front of everybody. Because they did the shit in front. They made everybody watch to keep everybody in line. And that shit wasn't no movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't all seen Roots, but it's like, no, like the act of that physically is brutal. Everybody know that. So imagine your mama seeing you go through that, your wife, your kids, and there's nothing you could do, right? It sounds fucked up to say, but yeah, your family gonna look at you as weak because you can't defend yourself. You can't defend yourself. It doesn't matter how big and strong you are. I just seen this master do. I'm never gonna, even if your wife love you, she never gonna look at you the same. You can't protect her, and you can't even protect yourself. So I wonder if we carry that, the theory of epigenetics, which they say is true. I wonder if we carry that in our DNA, and that's really the clashing that we see, that of course has manifested online because we have social media, where you got men saying, you need to trust me, you need to let me lead, you need to do what I say. And you got the woman like, why would I follow the slave? And they're not most people ain't thinking that deep, but I wonder if subconsciously, which 90% of your mind is either 90 or 95% of your mind is subconscious. It ain't conscious, baby. It's subconscious. It's all the shit under the surface that you ain't even thinking about. It's the autopilot. I wonder if when black women look at us, they still see the slave. I wonder that. And I wonder if that's really the source of why we can't come together like this. I feel like that should be a different video. I feel like that should be a video by itself. You know? It sounds so fucked up to say, but we gotta talk about the ugly truth. Because for us, for black men and black women, we both black. We come in all kinds of shades, whatever. But we both black. And we can't get along. And then, right? So then, okay, you got the black men that say, okay, I'm just going to exclusively date white women. Now, when I say this, I am not talking about a biracial man whose mama is white. I am not talking about that. I'm talking about a black man with two black parents that says, I'm only going to date white. I feel like in his mind, he's looking at white women like the epitome of femininity and as something that he can conquer, not understanding that if that white woman, first off, the main ones that date out, they're overweight and they're unattractive. So they're the white man's stowaways anyway, right? But let's say she is attractive and I'm going to date black men. Most likely, she's masculine herself because she's rebellious against her father. Do you see what I'm saying? And then the black man gets with the white woman thinking, oh, I'm about to conquer her. But she done left her white household where she's already been conquered by her white daddy. And she ain't looking to be conquered by nothing else. Like now she's looking to be in charge of some shit. Do you see what I'm saying? And then it's kind of like two wounded birds getting together. Not really being honest about what the other one want and what the other one need. Not all, but some. And then I wonder if that's why that becomes a clusterfuck. I cannot. It's all about control issues, period. Clock it. Get Out movie. I've never seen Get Out. Yeah, I've never seen Get Out. I've never seen Get Out. Let's see. All of the. Please do. Yeah, it just be really making me think. Because me really being out here in this world, seeing how different races interact with each other, even in the underground sort of thing. You know, the things you hear people say, you be like, sometimes you see people and you like, okay, y'all really fuck with each other. And sometimes you like, no, this is fetishization. This is fetishization. Neither one of y'all look at each other like human beings. But go forth, do what you do. But yeah, that's no. And for me, I thought about this years ago. I said, if I got married to somebody that is of another race, I'm the nigga of the house. The kids is half and half, even though they still considered black, but still, they still something other than me. My spouse is another race. I'm the only nigga of the house. And even though I can act like I got big nuts and I'm putting my nuts on the table, I'm not. Like, I would be forever socially submissive to her. Even if she can call me king in the house all day long, my black king. She could burn that shit down at any moment. Because, baby, a white woman's tears has killed a many a niggas. I'm scared of a lot. When a white woman cry, I get scared. I'm keeping it real. Little white lady start crying, I'm running. I'm giving it running for my life. I'm getting farther away because I know when a white woman cries, somebody finna pay. And yes, I am a runner. I will run out some shit quick. Ask anybody that I'm friends with, they like, damn, that nigga left so fast. At the drop or something, I'm gone. Shit. Now, how a white woman calling you a black king? Listen, you don't know. Listen, you don't know what people say in their household. You be surprised. Storm, did you hear about the black man who sits in a car during Thanksgiving dinner at his wife's white family? Wow, I didn't, but that's crazy. You can't even divorce or leave a man in peace these days without them getting angry or trying to off somebody. They ain't going to see nothing but smoke if Buffy, Becky, and Haley start crying. Storm, I ain't playing. I ain't got no time for that. No. I can be nice. You know, I can be nice and hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? You know, but white women start crying, I'm gone. I'm gonna give y'all a story time since we on here. Don't tell nobody I told you this. But I kind of learned this in college. I kind of learned this, right? In school, there was a girl that was a part of our theater group. I ain't gonna say her name. Anyway. We all went out one night. Went out for Thirsty Thursdays, all that shit. We went out and, you know, had a good time, whatever. I walked her back to her dorm. And not even trying to do nothing, just literally just, she's a lady, just making sure she got back. So we get close to her dorm and we sit on the bench outside, we just talking, and she goes, you know, I really want to try anal. Now, y'all might not know this. White women love anal. Another story for another day. But she said, you know, I really want to try anal. Yeah, I think I really want to do anal. And I was just kind of like, okay, all right. And then I asked, I said, are you asking me? Or like, mind you, this was years ago. I'm 33, so I was 21? No, let me think. I want to get the age right. We was both in theater class. I was 21. Yeah, I was 21. Yeah, so 12 years ago. So I said, what you want me? And she said, well, yeah, maybe. I was like, okay. Now, I was a horn dog, so I would have did it. But thank God I didn't. But some said, nah, not tonight. So she went to her dorm. I walked back to my house. I left it alone. We had another friend. And she's Indian. And she came up to me and she said, yeah, you know, such and such said that you wanted to do anal and you were like really pushy with her. And I was like, what? I was pushy with her. I was like, that bitch asked me to hunt. What are you talking about? I ain't even bring that up. That brought that up to me. And I said, okay, all right. Left it alone. When I say never hung out with this person again, I made sure I stayed clear because I already knew what it was. And thank God I did not do that because you already know what she would have did the next morning. Thank God, right? Now I'm telling you about this person because this is how you know this person was interesting. She, who was a she, born a she, all that, right? She now lives her life as a he. So that lets you know that she was already going through some shit mentally, even back then. Because now she lives her life as a he. It goes by he, him now, changed her name, all that shit. All that stuff. But born female, of course. And that was just a taste. But just that little taste was even enough for me to realize back then, like, yeah, they can ruin your life. They can ruin your life if they want to. Really, any woman can, but especially them. And I mean, this was a city. I went to school I went to college in a town that was, the town was 97% white. And the campus was 95% white. So this town was mostly white, you know. And don't get me wrong, I knew the police because I worked not for the police station, but I did like security on the campus, like the ticketing and shit. So I knew all the cops. I knew all the cops anyway, even from when I used to work at the gas station. I knew so everybody knew me, but that still don't mean shit. She white, I'm black, and it's a mostly white town. You dodged the bullet. Yeah, listen. I was being a little horn. I wasn't even being a horn dog. I was actually just being a gentleman by walking her back because I had no intentions on having sex with her at all. Because first off, she's not attractive. Wasn't attractive. I was not attracted to her at all. But then in my mind, I was like, well, I mean, hey, if she wanted, I'd give it to her. But some said, nah, I'm good. And I didn't think nothing else of it. Then our mutual friend is like, yeah, you know, she told me you wanted to do anal and you were really pushy about it. It's like, wow, I was pushy? And you asked me? I was like, wow. I was like, wow. Why that college? Well, first off, you gotta remember it's a PWI. So PWIs are what? Primarily white institutions. Most of these schools you go to gonna be, if it's a PWI, it's gonna be 60, 70+% white. This town just happened to be very, very white because it's a real small town. But it was an in-state school. A lot of people from my school went there. It was an in-state school, but a lot of us either went to Truman State University or went to Mizzou. You might not have heard of Truman State, but I'm sure you've heard of Mizzou, you know, especially if you watch NCAA football. Hell, I think Reggie Bush went to Mizzou. Didn't Reggie Bush go to Mizzou? Might be tripping, but yeah. But the school was cheap. Oh God, the school was so cheap. The school was cheap. So, baby, the way I used to, baby, let me tell you something. Baby, the way I had my scholarship to cover tuition, I got some grants. I didn't get a whole lot of grants, but I took out student loans really to cover my living expenses. And baby, I was chilling. Had me a car. Had my 1997 Toyota Corolla at first. Then I ended up getting the Chevy Spark. And I was breezing through that town in my little car. You hear me? Breezing through that town. But I always had a job. Always had like 2 jobs, went to school. Like, I was really always that nigga. I didn't really give myself credit back then, but I'm really that nigga. Like, worked at 2 radio stations in a small town. Like, I just had the balls just to go on the radio station like, oh, I want a job and I want to be on air. And it was like, we'll give you a job. No, you're not on air yet. You know, and I don't know. I was just bold as fuck. I was bold as fuck. He went to USC. Who am I? It's somebody famous that went to Mizzou too. I just can't think of it. My cousin dated a white woman. He broke up with her because she cheated. She called the police and stated he tried to... See? I thought you went to Arizona. I never told you I went to Arizona State. That's another thing, too. Stop trying to think you know me. This ain't about you personally. I'm not picking on you. But I saw this in somebody else's comment section. Because they said, oh, Storm is always lying. Bitch, no, I'm not. You think you know me. You don't motherfucking know me. I never told y'all I went to Arizona State. I lived in Arizona. After college, I lived there for 4 years. I've lived a lot and I've done a lot. Now, I know a lot of people ain't used to dealing with people that have done a lot of shit. It's like if you're well-traveled. People are like, oh, well, I thought you was from such and such. No, bitch, I've lived in a lot of places. Oh, I thought you went to such and such. Yeah, I've been to a lot of places. So, I didn't go to Arizona State. I applied there for my master's. I didn't end up going, but I never went to Arizona State. I lived there. Never went to the college there. What is that? It was in somebody's comment saying I was being nosy. And then there was you watching somebody talk about you and you look like, bitch, I didn't say that. You got that wrong. Like, oh, I thought he said he was from such and such. Bitch, I never told you I grew up in Arizona. I never told you that. I said I lived there. I moved there. I moved there and I was like 22. Yeah. A few famous people went to Mizzou. Yeah, people thinking they know you. That's what I'm saying. People, and these is the same people that'll talk all that smack about me and this, that, and the third. And I ain't this, I ain't that. But they claim they know my whole life story. Like, girl, get it right. If you don't talk about me, bitch, at least get it right. I had somebody say I lived in Florida just because I said I vacationed there. See? Pamela said Storm keeps it moving. Yes, I do. I do. I definitely keep it moving. That's like somebody saying, oh, Storm, didn't you say you grew up in Atlanta? No. I live there. Never said I grew up there. You know, it would be like something like that. Like, people just be making up shit. It's so weird seeing you in other people's titles because you keep to yourself. That's a fact. But that's why a lot of people mad, because I keep to myself. Storm, would you trust someone to take care of your finance? Nah. I'm too damn. I'm too paranoid. I'm too paranoid because with some of that stuff, it's like I can pay my own bills. If I'm making the money, right, and it's coming in, it's nothing to. Okay. Push come to shove, get you a calendar. Say, okay, this is due on this date. This is due on that date. Okay, I know every Friday we pay housekeeping. We pay the personal assistant. Okay, we pay landscaping on this date. We got this. We got that. Whatever it is. Push come to shove, just do that. Why do I need some? But then they say, oh, well, you have somebody managing money because it's for the investments. I don't even know about you investing my money like that. Like, I got it. But y'all know I'm paranoid. Like, I don't hide money under my mattress. Oprah said sign your own check. Yes, Oprah did say that. She said nothing should clear your account that you don't sign your name to. Because a lot of these celebrities, they don't even have power over their own money. And you see what happens with that. They said it's about Key and his wife. They said the wife is his reason Jordan Peele don't fuck with him no more. I wouldn't be surprised. You said imitate Jocelyn. I made you a real velvet cake. Made it all by myself. Don't you tell nobody. I bake you a real velvet cake. Did it all by myself. Don't you tell nobody. Have you ever heard Jocelyn Real Velvet Cake? That song is hilarious. Brad Pitt went to Missouri. Yeah, I feel like Brad Pitt is from Missouri. Brad Pitt is. I feel like John Goodman is too. Is that why I got blocked by Jocelyn? Is that why Jocelyn blocked me? Did it all by myself. Don't you tell nobody. I had a friend reject a lady after she asked him to be her boyfriend after 2 weeks of knowing each other. After that, she lied to the police and said he beat her up. That's another thing that scares me. You said Jocelyn tired of me? Okay, Brianka, that's what's up. Actually, I saw your ticket come through too. I saw that. Didn't John Hamm go to Mizzou? Probably. Storm, did you ever watch Party for your new movie? Oh, you talking about the one I did background work in? I don't think that movie come out until October. But it was a Latin film. And it's just like, oh, I'm not Latin, but okay. Guess that's why. Listen, y'all think she gonna be nice to me if I ever meet her in person, or am I gonna have to run? I know she called you a $2 hoe when she blocked you. Probably can't even lie. Me get with someone who is of color because you can relate on issues. A white woman who can't relate to you when her men are known for having power over yours. I just feel like personally for me, in my future, I just feel like she's gonna be black. For me personally, I can't speak for no other black man. I'm just saying for me, I believe she's gonna be black, and like I said, like deeply melanated, like brown, like like Keke Palmer's color, brown. I to me, that's what I think. I don't think a white woman is in my future. Romantically, I don't think so. But people do what they do. All right. You Dominicano in that film? No. Literally, it's just background work. Like they like, okay, walk here, walk there, stand here, stand there. Now it's one of the scenes. They better not cut me out because I'm right in front of the fucking camera too. It's at the end of the movie, and me and another girl, we walk right across the camera. So, but you never know what they keep in the movie and what they cut out. John is from Chicago. Okay, I'm from Illinois. I'm from East St. Louis. I'm from Southern Illinois, but yeah, Chicago's northern. Like Chicago is like 4.5 hours away. Storm, I got my ticket the other day. I want to write a book or two as well. Any suggestions? Do one book at a time. Type out everything you want in the book. And then go into, you could really probably use ChatGPT. Excuse me, go into it and ask it to edit it, and formulate it for you. And then take whatever it spit out, and then you still need to go back over that. So you can't just take what it gives you. You still gotta go back over it. But that's the idea for you too. If like you start from scratch. What's the name of the movie? It's called It's Always Something, or It Is. I done forgot the name, child. It had a weird name. Anyway, when it come out, I'll let y'all know. You shouldn't get with someone you feel you can easily trauma bond with. That's a good point. Yeah, I just think whoever I get with, I just think she's not from here. That's my thing. Like, I feel like my life is somewhere else. It's not here. Like, I'm here. I'm alive. I'm thriving. I'm well. I'm beautiful. I'm pretty. I'm glowing. You need spiritual help? You see how I'm glowing? Ain't I pretty? But I feel like when I get where I'm going, my life is gonna like shoot up like that. I truly believe that. And it sounds crazy, and this is why I don't talk about it with people. But it's like, I just know I belong there. I'm meant to be there. Can't tell you why. I just know it. And then I went there and spent time there, and I was like, yeah, I'm meant to be here. I'm meant to be here. I'm wasting my time here in the States. Like, this is really a waste of my time and money, to be honest. Anyone watch the French Montana and Rick Ross work? No. There has never been a time or day I wanted to see Rick Ross or French Montana perform anything. No shade to either of them, but Rick Ross and French Montana? No. Definitely not French Montana. Does she have to be into the things you're into? No, I'm not doing that over there. No. I'm not doing that over there. I'm not doing it over there. I'm leaving that here. When I go over there, I'm not doing it. Shit, I might become a family man. I'm not. When I'm over there, You know, and they call me Kweku. Kweku. It just means Wednesday born. That's all it means. Kweku. You know, Kweku ain't doing that. No. Oh no. I ain't saying I ain't gonna get it in with nobody, but what I'm saying is how I was wild. I had a whole wilding out phase here. Oh baby, I'm leaving that bullshit here. I ain't doing that over there. I don't even want that kind of reputation over there. Did you do that horoscope map thing? I have done it. That's called astrocartography. I have done that. And yes, it does match well. I match well there. There, Brazil, Puerto Rico. Yeah, I match well with those 3 places. Now, I did my Chinese astrology. I ain't Chinese, but I looked that up years ago. As far as like, you know, like we most of us, we go by like the Western astrology. You know, you Taurus, Capricorn, Aries, Sagittarius, Scorpio, whatever. You know, then you have Chinese astrology. So when you look at that, you compare your Chinese astrology to like the city you're in and when it was founded. So, like, let's say a city was founded on January 13, blah, blah, blah. That would make that city a Capricorn city or an Aquarius city, whatever, right? If you're an Aquarius, you need to live in an Aquarius city, that kind of thing. So, if you're such and such in the Chinese zodiac, you need to live in a such and such type of place. And so, yeah, that place matches well with me in my Chinese astrology. It really does. Matches almost perfectly. The only other place that matched like that was Atlanta, which explains my success when I lived there. I'm like, oh, that's why my life really took off for the better when I was there. Okay. Stop explaining. Get with who you want. I ain't explaining shit. I don't give a damn about what nobody got to say. I'm gonna get with who I want. Period. If somebody don't like it, you don't like it. That's another thing I tell people all the time too. You can't please people. Soon as you learn in life, you can't please nobody but your motherfucking self. Let me tell you, I ain't finna go there. But I ain't fun. We just talking. We just talking. You said I look like a guy in the movie I'll Never Let You Go. Who? Period. As long as y'all happy, yeah. Don't matter. You said the movie is I'll Never Let You Go. I'm finna look that up right now. Was he a main actor or was he just like a supporting character? I'll Never Let You Go movie. The cast. This movie that Megan Good is in? You do what's best for you. And will. And will. Are you talking about the poster? You talking about this person? Hold up. Because people love to say I look like somebody. I'll be like, not really. No, I don't look like. Nah. If it's this person they talking about, nah. I see it on Tubi. Anyway, people, what else on y'all mind tonight? Can we see? No, I just looked at the poster like it can't be that because I definitely don't look like that man. He not a bad looking man. I don't look like him. We all have a twin out there. Listen, I ain't seen nobody that look like me. Or that I look like. Except y'all say Ice Cube. Y'all say that all the time. All right. Also, speaking of Ice Cube, shout out to Ice Cube. Make sure you get your tickets for Monetize Your Mouth webinar. It's a 5-night webinar where I will be live teaching you on Zoom everything you need to know about YouTube. We've done probably 2 or 3 master classes at this point, but we need more time to dig into some shit. So I feel like 5 days is enough to really get through what you need to get up and running. By the time you finish that 5th night of the workshop, baby, you should be able to make your first 5 to 7 videos. You should be ready. If you ain't ready by then, that's on you. Because I'm going to give you all the tools. Okay? I'm going to give you all the tools. If you're interested in a VIP mentorship, all right, more of a one-on-one where you have my personal phone number, we meet on a weekly basis. It would be like a 6-month mentorship. If you are interested in that, email me or DM me. Let me know. Because that's something that we can work out. All professional. All professional. We're not selling nothing else but knowledge. Okay? How do you do your city horoscope? Just go to Google and type in astrocartography and just use one of the free sites, and I think you got to put in your time, your date of birth and time of birth. I know my time of birth, so I'm able to use that. Some people don't, but it's on my birth certificate. I need a class on editing. That's a little hard to teach y'all editing. That's the only thing. That's not really YouTube, and that's a separate skill. You know what? We could go over some of the phone apps that we use for editing, though. Did you talk about the cruise ship and the new COVID? Yeah, the Hannah Montana virus. I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but we may run out of gas. Gas is high as hell. We got the Hannah Montana virus now. The government has already had the patent for the vaccine to the Hannah Montana virus like for a couple of years now. We're at war. Midterms is around the corner. It's all a distraction. And now they want to say, oh, aliens are real. Okay, for sure. Yeah, Chat GPT reads, email me. Because as soon as I find an AI editing tool where I could just put a video in it and say, hey, take out the pauses, put in the clips, put in this, put in that, and just let it go. Oh, my God. That'll save me so much time. They say a flight attendant have it, and many who wasn't on the ship. And I think they said it's an 8-week incubation before a person even know they got it. That shit finna spread. Oh, and we got the World Cup coming up too. Yeah, it's finna get weird. This summer is going to be weird. But I'm here to let y'all know, if we go through another lockdown of any sort, you're gonna want your social media up and running. Because that is an excellent time to grow on social media. It's a lot of people that got rich during the last lockdown. I didn't get rich, but I definitely came up and literally created a career for myself. And technically that was right before the pandemic. No. 19. No, yeah, that was during, yeah. So yeah. But you don't want to be just starting in the next pandemic. You want your stuff already up and running. You already uploading videos so that when everybody's home and they're listening and they're watching, or they're on their phones and they're clicking because they can't go to work, or they're back working at home, or they can't drive, or we can only drive on certain days because of gas shortage and blah, blah, blah. You want your social media up and running. Where's the World Cup? I would have to look. I don't remember. I'm in Houston, and they're not even close to being prepared for the World Cup. You were my bestie during the pandemic. Yes. Look at how many people found me during the pandemic. Or as I call it, the parallelogram. Look at how many of y'all found me, you know? So that's a great time to come up. Storm, are you going to watch the James Earl Jones biopic starring Michael Ealy? Maybe. I'm about to take online classes for medical billing and coding so I can work from home. Ooh, okay. I feel like with the medical field, you ain't gonna never be out of a job. If I could really like stand the sight of blood and, you know, like gory stuff, I would have became a nurse. I ain't gonna hold you. If I wasn't so finicky around like bodily fluids, I would have became a physician's assistant or a dermatologist or like a travel nurse. And I think the highest nurse you can go up to, the highest level is a nurse practitioner. I would have been something like that. Because they make bank. Nurses make bank. I know it ain't never too late. That ain't my path. That's not my path. But man, listen. And I don't have no kids. I definitely would have been a travel nurse. I don't have no kids. Oh, you need me where? They're paying how much a week? I'm there. I'm there. And then too, nursing, is mostly women. So if you a man and you working around mostly women, they gon' be catering to you low key anyway. Travel nurses make a bag. That's a fact. Oh, Devon said she was told by her spiritual mentor that money would be up by July. So she must have meant this. I'm so ready. Not for a political lockdown, though. I'm hearing a lot of nurses are bro. Oh, I don't know nothing about that. I mean, there are different levels of nursing, too. Yes, on my work from home in the medical field, travel nursing make 35 to 40. You hear me? My thing is, the nurse practitioners that do telehealth, telemedicine, a lot of them just sitting at home. Oh, okay. You sick? Okay, take this, take that. Here's your prescription. Send it straight into the pharmacy. You don't even have to come in. They're clearing over $1 million a year. I'm telling you. The money is out there to be made. We live in a transitional period, a transitional time where you gotta think outside the box to get your money. But it's there. You just got to think outside the box. Some of the craziest people I ever met work in the healthcare field, taking care of your loved ones. That's a fact. I got tons of nurses in my family, from RNs, LPNs, and CNAs. Yeah. My nursing checks were like $17K. Yeah. Storm, how do I get your email info? It's in the description box. It's in the description box of the video. I'm an LPN in NYC. I make over $140K. Yeah. The money's there. The money is there. Or like what I would do probably if I was like a travel nurse or like a nurse, I'd be like, you know what? I'm finna go move to Hawaii and be a nurse in Hawaii. Like, I'm just saying I don't believe that's my personal path, but if that was me, shit. Be a nurse for the right reason. Some people chase a check and neglect their patients. That's true too. Don't tell people how much you make. People really be pocket watching. That's the truth too. But it's crazy because my uncle used to tell me all the time. He used to say, son, become a dentist. He said, you'll be home by 7. He said, get married, have you 2 kids. You'll have a nice life. And I used to say, not you got my whole life planned out. I used to say, no, I'm going to chase my dreams. But sometimes I'd be like, my uncle was right. RNs end up being supervisors primarily. Don't be a nurse if it ain't in you. That's a fact. Me personally, if I went back to work like that for real, I could see myself doing something in tech. That I could see myself doing. Some kind of cybersecurity, something in tech. I could see myself doing that. And then finding a way to get a contract overseas and live overseas and do it. But medical, I don't think I'm medical. I think tech, yes. Medical, no. If I knew sooner, I would have tried to trade like electrician. You still can now. Electricians, plumbers, HVAC, those are this next generation going forward, those are the next set of millionaires. And some of them gonna be multimillionaires. So for those of y'all that have kids and they're junior high, high school, finna go out, man, push them into the trades. Don't force them to go to university if they don't want to, you know. Or if they're like, I'm really not sure, man, don't push them into the trades. And low key, we need real men back anyway. Shit, go learn how to fix something. Yeah, I'm getting into cybersecurity too, and I work with AI. Yeah, and working with AI, yes. But that's not gonna be for everybody, you know. But if I tell you know, we gotta teach our kids. Like, look, this where the money at. This what you gonna look. You pick one that you like. Pick one. Get that money. Period. Travel nurses make the most out of everybody. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Diagnostic and cardiovascular sonography are good too, I heard. I believe it. Cybersecurity is another high-paying industry. It's only the recertifications that's a headache. Yeah, but you know what, though? Every industry gonna have headaches to a certain degree. Every industry. Like, I tell people all the time, even when you do what you love, there are gonna be days where you're like, fuck, I don't want to deal with this. It's gonna be days where it feels like work. But you want to get to the money. Must be the money. Shout out to Dion. Get to the money. And no, life ain't all about money, but who the fuck want to struggle? Have you seen the cost of everything? You can't even struggle in this country no more. Baby, if you struggling, you struggling. Hey, shout out to Gertine McGee, 5897. I thought about respiratory therapists. So Storm, no journalism a bit. I wouldn't go to journalism school, no. Not even business school, no. And I have an MBA, but no. I cringe when people say they major in communications or PR. Like, yeah, you're not gonna make no money with that. Do what you want to do though, but no. Let me tell you something. When I was in school, I took a class from Dr. Smith. He literally had his PhD in communications. I took a semester-long course in radio production. So a semester is what, 5 months, 4 months? I didn't need no damn journalism degree. I learned everything I needed to know about radio, at least, in that 4 to 5 months. I didn't need no damn journalism degree. We in a skills economy anyway right now. You need to get skills. everybody's gonna need a skill. All the little, I call them bullshit ass jobs, but really they paper pushing jobs where you're just there and you pushing paper. All this shit, that's gonna be AI. Those are gonna be softwares that people use to do all that shit. You need a skill. I wish I knew how to cut hair, babe. You cut hair, you do hair, you nail. You better figure something out. I went to a business school. I make decent money working at a public accounting firm. Did you go to a top business school? Did you go to like a top, like a legit business school? Creative ideas and AI is making plenty of money. Create your own job, yes. Moving out the country and having dual citizenship seems like a dream. What's the best way a middle-aged woman can gain followers on social media? What kind of content should she do? Do content that is that would make sense for you. So what do you do? What do you do in your life? What do you like to do? Where do you like to go? What's going on with you? Show that. Then think, okay, what are middle-aged women going through? Divorces, right? Remarriages, empty nest syndrome, maybe grandkids, retirement, not ever being able to retire. Talk about those kind of issues. Talk about what you're going through. Literally, talk about what you're going through. Because you ain't the only one that's going through it. I make good money, but I need a side hustle because middle class is disappearing, baby. Middle class gone. Yep, I did Blog Talk Radio in 2011. Didn't know anything about radio, but started through a nonprofit on Facebook. Yeah. All right, people. I'm going to call it a night for now. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you care. All right, make sure you got your ticket to monetize your mouth. Monetize your mouth. All right. Also, make sure that you, if you want to make money by playing games, you can either hit the QR code here on the screen or you can hit the link in my live chat. It's pinned for freecash.com. They got a 4.5 star rating on Trustpilot, and people been making money over there. I ain't saying you're gonna make thousands, but people been making, Okay, I can't guarantee no results, but you're gonna make some extra money playing games. If you're gonna be doing it anyway, why not do it on freecash.com? All right, like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you all later.
You already know. You only want it if it's spoiled. You want some seasoning on that motherfucking pussy.